Hello, this is teddygaming and welcome back to another read-through on the X-Men House of X issue 2. So last read-through we saw loads of different timelines with the X-Men and with like war. I didn't even understand. I think maybe because I haven't read the past ones, but still that's not the point I'm trying to make here. So yeah, let's just get into this one. Let's go. When she was 13 years old, Myra fell ill. Her fever was high, unfortunately so, and the doctor's prognosis was not helpful. The next day, almost miraculously, she was fine, better than ever, right as rain. Years later, she would marry, become a school teacher, and have 3 children, 2 boys, Cam and Dean, and 1 girl, Abigail. They would in turn have 8 children of their own, and to Myra's great joy, once every year, the extended family would return home. Mara eventually died at the age of 74 when she passed peacefully in her sleep. It was a good life, a human life, predictable, mostly pleasant, and not extraordinary at all. Mara's second life began in utero. It was the womb birth of her fully sentient being who had a perfect recollection of her prior life. You would think being totally aware and trapped inside a mother would lend itself to madness. But a rearing of children, it seems, come with a certain amount of bliss baked in. Some kind of embryonically induced neuropathy, then via biology. And the truth is, I've never been happier. For your mother is safe. Your mother is home. It's a world out there that makes you lose your mind. Shortly after she was born, Mara's parents began to believe that she was special, and she was just not the way they thought. There was nothing special about Mara learning to walk, speak, and read early. She was born knowing how to do these things. No, she was special because she was something new. At the time, something few in the world, including herself and even Anne had ever seen. Though she did not know it, Mara was a mutant. Which you would think would be amazing. Who wouldn't want to fix all the mistakes you've made in the past? Then again, that was before I knew that the observe effect was, and that simply by existing and watching, I was already changing everything. And that it seemed to be a gift, something of a blessing. It wasn't a blessing at all, it was a curse. Meeting the love of your life already, knowing every flaw they possess, along with the knowledge they will never change, destroyed any chance of Mara recreating what she had in her first life. Familiarity bred contempt. Her once husband could see it in her eyes. There would be no family for Mara in this life. No one to love, no one to be loved by. No children in the yard playing and laughing. And she wondered, damned as she was, if there was others like her in the world, running it, and right alongside her. Then she saw a man on television, someone she had a faint memory of, someone she met in school. I believe the shadows are no place for angels to hide. So with that in mind, I feel it's finally time to put an end to masks, and end to hiding out gifts behind secret identities and ill-fitting clothes. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Charles Xavier, also known as Professor X. I am a mutant. His words echoed in her ears and took root in her heart. Mara knew then she might be a mutant too, that she had to talk with this man and find out for sure. So Mara jumped on the first flight she could find to America and died when the plane crashed in the ocean. In Mara's third life, she aggressively drove into a life of science. She reclaimed her areas of interest to focus on anthropology and genetics, and actively sought out Charles Xavier when they were both at Oxford. She knew that he was hiding what he was at the time, and pushing ideas that served his own interests. But she was able to use that and what she learned from him to determine what she was, in fact, a mutant. By the combination of her distance of her neutral abilities, along with the arrogance of Xavier's ideas, and what she felt was his thinly disguised God complex, made her fearful of revealing what she was to him. Charles Xavier, Myra decided, wasn't a solution to anything. He, like her, was suffering from a disease. Mutation, you see, is cancer. and she decided to devote her life to curing the world of it. And after years of researching the experiment, yeah, Amara and her team succeeded. She found a way to eliminate that cursed mutant gene. She found the cure, but she never got a chance to use it. She wasn't allowed to. It's interesting. I can't see her at all. I can see the world bending around her, the eddies of changing rippling out, but she is just absent. A hole where there should be one. A mutant who is invisible to other mutants. Is a defense mechanism of sorts, I suppose, but not much good once you know what you're looking for. Is she looking at me now, Raven? She is, and she doesn't look happy. Yes, well, I suppose we've given her good reasons. Then again, we were acting with cause. Listen to me, child. My mutant name is Destiny, and I have the power to see the future, which is tricky with someone like you, since your mutant power is reincarnation. One might think, and that would be impossible, seeing the future of someone who potentially has a limitless ending, an unending one. But here I am, child. See me. You killed all my friends. Everyone. So if you're going to kill me, then just kill me and get it over with. Oh, we're going to do that. But it doesn't do much good if we just have to do it all over again next time. Now, listen closely, Destiny. Destiny has a word for you. Such a gift, knowledge, and yet here you are using it to betray your own kind. It's a disease. What are we? But I'm not trying to force it on anyone. I'm only trying to cure people who want it. You think this stops this stops at want? You think they'll let you keep this thing you've made? Do you have any idea how much they hate us? The humans will come for you. They break you, chain you, and make you their own. And then mankind will use what you've done here to eliminate our entire race. I've seen the potential of your good works, and I do not care for them. How exactly is it that you think you can stop me? I am much older than you are. My powers will have manifested full of the knowledge of what we have done. If you once again try to do this evil work against our people, like today, I will see the potential outcome of it and find you again. And if you try to kill me before I kill you, I will see my end coming and prevent it. You see, Mara, we are joined together now. You and I, you will know what I am out here waiting for this vision of you. And you know that you have a choice: change or die. Help your people, or I will annihilate you in all your lives to come. I think she's still on the fence and needs a bit more encouragement. Very well, here it is. You're a smart woman who's beginning to understand the potential of your power. You're starting to believe that you are in an internal loop of some kind. That your powers give you a version of immortality. I want you to know they do not. I see 10 lives, Myra. Maybe 11 if you make the right choices at the end. But that is all. How is that possible? You are reborn each time with a knowledge of your previous lives, but if you die as a child before your mutant powers manifest, then you will not reincarnate. You simply end like everyone else. And what if I don't believe you, or what if what you just said is true, or what you want is right? My dear scientist, you tell me how one would go around proving something like that. I test it, experience it for myself in the next life. And the question is, will you? Will you embrace what you are and help your people instead of hurt them? I, I, I don't know. Let's find out. I don't want to die like this. Dying like this is what a life poorly lived gets you, Paro? Yes, mother? Burn her, and slowly, so she doesn't forget how dying like this feels. Mara's full flight began with urgency. She threw herself into fully understanding what she would eventually call the human mutant dilemma. When two aggressive species share the same environment, evolution demands either adaptation or a dominance. Mara began to look at the problem beyond her own limited experience and considered the potential benefits of Homo superior. After all, evolution is what gave the world mankind. Perhaps in the coming days, the world would need something more. And in this new light, Mara also gave Charles Xavier a second look, and she saw beyond the confidence, beyond the arrogance, to what was hiding underneath. A mutant who was determined to make sure his people had a place in the world. He was a mutant with a dream, and over time it made her love him. So much so, and that she stood by his side for the rest of the days, through the gifted years, through the time of hate and fear, through the lost decade, until the very end, when, as destiny has promised, the humans and their extinction machines came for them and all their children. In Mara's fifth life, she decided to aggression was the only acceptable response to the violent tendencies of man. Stealing the means from her parents, she ran away from home at the age of 13 and fled to America. There, Mara sought out Charles Xavier almost a full decade before they were supposed to meet. She opened her mind to him for the first time, and she saw all that she had experienced in the first four lives. She saw how his dream had failed, and the experience radicalized him. Instead of a school of mutants, he gathered a legion. He built a city full of man's evolutionary battles, and the wall they held back outside the world of man, until the machines proved their task adaptive. Learning machines came for mutants again. I spent the entire of the seventh life in integrating the task bloodline. Bolivia, Donald, Gwyneth, Simon. Without mercy, without a pity, she came for all their children. Then, with blood on her hands and blood in her mouth, Mara learned the darkest truth of her many lies regarding man's nightmare machines. Artificial intelligence is like fire. It's a discovery, not an intervention. And all she succeeded in doing was stopping the Trask from being the first human to burn their hands. Like mutants, the machines simply emerge at a certain point during society and environmental evolution. And with that, any hope Mara had of her being able to stop them died, and the experience radicalized her. In Mara's eighth life, she left behind the dream of Charles Xavier and embraced her necessary evil of a master of magnetism. Mara filled Magneto's mind with stories of future holocausts, another war lost, and another people destroyed. Magneto raged and fell to the combined might of Earth's mightiest heroes and the mutants, betrayed by his own kind, fooled to believe in the greater human good. And with that, she feared was little time left. Little lies left. Mara embraced the idea of evolutionary dominance, survival of the fittest. Some thought him a monster. Some called him evil. But Mara, apocalypse was simply the only solution to the she had not tried. And if the humans wanted a war, if their machines did, then they would give them one without an end. And then, after all the lives lost, after the end of the wars, armed with knowledge and that all the old ways, and all the old ways of thinking would never be enough to save her people, she decided to try something truly revolutionary. And in Mara's 10th life, she decided she and Charles Xavier would break all the rules. I'm sorry, do we know one another? Oh yes, we go back quite a ways. Who are you? Why don't you read my mind, Charles? Read my mind and see. Ah. Wow, that's a pretty boring story. Yeah, I didn't realise this one too much. I think it was more the fact that it was just one character. Yeah, I thought it was just bad. I'm looking forward to how this one does wrap up because out of the two, like Powers of X and House of X, I think House of X is more looking. I think this is gonna be one of my favourite ones from out of the two. But yeah, this does. I've yeah, I'm very intrigued because yeah, art style was really good. I don't know who the artist was, but yeah, I quite enjoyed the art style. I do hope they bring this one out throughout the whole series, like for House of X. Yeah, I really did enjoy this one. Overall story, nah, I mean, it was okay. It's just that it's just so confusing with like timelines and oh my god, I'm reading way too much into this. Oh god, but yeah, I did enjoy. No, I didn't enjoy this one. It was pretty bad. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you do like this one, please share, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.